जय श्री माता जी। आज के सायंकालीन ध्यान में उपस्थित सभी सहयोगियों का हृदय से स्वागत है। परम पूज्य श्री माता जी को हम हृदय से प्रणाम करते हैं। दोनों हथेली को हृदय के स्तर पर रखते हुए परम पूज्य श्री माता जी की प्रतिमा को हम थोड़ी देर निहारते हैं। सामूहिक बंधन। परम पूज्य श्री माता जी, आज के इस सामूहिक ध्यान में हम सभी सहयोगियों को बैठने की अनुमति प्रदान करें और इस दीपों का त्यौहार के शुभ अवसर पर हम सभी सहयोगियों से ऐसा ध्यान करवा लीजिए जो आप चाहते हैं। 3 महामंत्र, तत्पश्चात श्री गणेश मंत्र। जय श्री माता जी। संतुलन अवस्था प्राप्त करने हेतु अपना राइट हैंड धरनी मां पर रखें। ईड़ा नाड़ी और लेफ्ट हथेली पर ध्यान देते हुए श्री माता जी से हृदय से प्रार्थना करें। परम पूज्य श्री माता जी, कृपावंत होकर हमारे अंदर शुद्ध इच्छा शक्ति जागृत हो जाए। परम पूज्य श्री माता जी, आत्म तत्व प्राप्त करने की इच्छा हमारे अंदर जागृत हो जाए। राइट हैंड गोद में, लेफ्ट हैंड आकाश की ओर, पिंगला नाड़ी और राइट हथेली पर ध्यान देते हुए प्रार्थना करते हैं। परम पूज्य श्री माता जी, कृपावंत होकर हमें शुद्ध क्रिया शक्ति प्रदान करें। परम पूज्य श्री माता जी, आत्म तत्व बनाए रखने के लिए जो भी क्रियाएं आवश्यक हैं वही आप हमसे करवा लीजिए। लेफ्ट हैंड गोद में, मध्य नाड़ी पर चित रखते हुए प्रार्थना करते हैं। परम पूज्य श्री माता जी, कृपावंत होकर हमें श्री महालक्ष्मी तत्व पर स्थित करें। चित्त हमारा मूलाधार चक्र पर, प्रार्थना करते हैं। हे श्री गणपति बप्पा, कृपावंत होकर मेरा चित्त अबोध और पवित्र हो जाए। हे श्री गणेशा, श्री माता जी के प्रति आप जैसा हमें समर्पित बनाइए। अब हमारा चित्त मध्य नाभि पर, अपना राइट हैंड भी मध्य नाभि पर रखते हैं। परम पूज्य श्री माता जी, इस दिवाली के शुभ अवसर पर हमारे अंदर श्री महालक्ष्मी जी का तत्व पूर्णतया जागृत हो जाए। श्री माता जी, हमें उदार बनाइए। परम पूज्य श्री माता जी, आपकी कृपा में मैं पूर्ण समाधानी हूँ। मुझे परम के सिवाय और कुछ नहीं चाहिए। अब हमारा राइट हैंड और चित्त हृदय पर। परम पूज्य श्री माता जी, आपकी परम कृपा में मैं शुद्ध आत्मा हूँ। परम पूज्य श्री माता जी, आपकी कृपा में इस दिवाली में हमारा आत्मदीप और भी तेजोमय हो जाए। अपना राइट हैंड आज्ञा चक्र पर। परम पूज्य श्री माता जी, कृपावंत होकर मुझे पूर्ण क्षमाशील बनाइए। सबको क्षमा करके श्री महालक्ष्मी जैसा मैं सबको समा सकूं, ऐसा आशीर्वाद हमें प्रदान करे। अब हमारा चित्त सहस्रार चक्र पर। परम पूज्य श्री माता जी, कृपावंत होकर हमें निर्विचार निर्विकल्प स्थिति प्रदान करें। धीरे से हथेली को ऊपर उठाते हुए अनुभूति को निर्विचार होकर निहारे। हथेली को गोद में रखते हुए अनुभूति को देखते हुए इस अवस्था में हम थोड़ी देर ध्यान में बैठेंगे। जय श्री माता जी। इसी अवस्था में अब हम परम पूज्य श्री माता जी की अमृतवाणी आत्मसात करेंगे।
Today again is a New Year's Day. Every New Year comes because we have to take to something that is new. It has been so arranged that the sun has to move for 365 days and again a new year has to come. Actually, the whole solar system is moving in a spiral way. So there is definitely a higher state of this solar system. Every year it is rising higher in a spiral way. So it is not only that it is because 365 days have passed, but because it has moved a step forward higher than what it was. Now we can see that in awareness, human beings have definitely risen much higher than what they were, say, about 2000 years back. But the first system that started, the whole universe, was the first model, we can say, was created. And that model has to be perfect. And that was a perfect model, which then started perfecting the rest of it. So that is the perfect model, which is in the principle of this ascent. And that is working out this ascent. Now, the perfection of the rest of the universe takes place in various directions. But today we have to consider the Mahalakshmi principle. Now, Mahalakshmi, as I told you, is a perfect principle. It's a perfect principle. It's perfect. It's born as perfect, will remain as perfect, will be always eternally perfect. So that is not necessary to be corrected. Now this Mahalakshmi's thing I am discussing here because you may be able to go today to see the temple of Mahalakshmi. Now the temple of Mahalakshmi, when you go there, you have to know that this deity has come out of the Mother Earth in this particular place. That means this place has got a capacity to give you a force, we can say an additional force, or an intensive feeling of evolution. If you are sensitive enough, you can see that, you can feel it, and you can do it. If you are not so sensitive, you are still so conditioned and still outside, that may not work out. I mean, all kinds of things can be done, but if somebody wants to remain a stone, you can't do anything about it. So this Mahalakshmi principle is working out in this place, Kolhapur. Normally this place should be very, very warm because of this position. But even in summer, this place keeps very cool because of the vibrations from the temple that is emitted. The people in this place may not be so aware either. We cannot say if they are aware because as negativity has to come forward, there are lots of sugar factories and lots of alcoholism going on here. But we have to take the best advantage of every place which is created specially for a particular purpose. So it's a pilgrimage in a way that we are here, that we have to look after our Mahalakshmi principle of our ascent. As you know, this ascent starts at the Navi. and is surrounded by the Guru principle. Now the Guru principle within us, if it is absurd, if it is juxtaposition, placed in a juxtaposition way, if it is not properly embedded within us, if it is not emitting through our character and behavior, Mahalakshmi Tattva cannot be strengthened. Mahalakshmi Tattva is strengthened through Guru principle. Now we are lucky today because there was the birthday of Dattatreya, just the other day when we had the puja, and today is this Mahalakshmi puja. So two things together we have got together. First was the Datta puja and today is this puja of Mahalakshmi. So to have the Guru principle all right, we must make our dharmas correct. Now these dharmas, as I have told you many times, are 10. And we should look after these 10 dharmas in a very careful manner. These are expressed outside, but whatever is inside comes out. Now I find when you people talk and you say things, I know that this person is negative, that person is definitely positive. There are so many ways of expression of positivity. But how I know that I can't tell you, because I just don't know how to tell you that. But I just know that such a person is definitely positive and such a person is negative. The positivity lies in understanding why are we here. First of all, why are we on this earth? Why are we human beings? In understanding. What are we doing about it? Why are we Sahajogis? What is Sahajogi has to do? What is his responsibility as a Sahajogi? Then he moves forward to understand why Mother is so kind to me. Why have I got vibrations? Why am I the very few who have got the special blessings, a special knowledge of vibratory awareness? And then you ask yourself, what am I doing about it? Am I still very much embedded in my cheapishness or in my childishness, in my stupidity, in my harshness, in my aggressiveness? We always see these things in other people, not in ourselves. So we are not Sahajogis. We should understand at that point, when we start seeing these things in other people, then we are not Sahajogis. We should see in ourselves and emit pure compassion to others. But always people see that it is in another person this exists. Whatever I may try to say, they always see another person. Now supposing there's a negative person among us. You need not be compassionate to that person. On the contrary, better be away. Get rid of that person as far as possible. Don't have anything to do. Is a definite sign of great compassion to yourself, if not to others. Better not have anything to do with a person who is negative, if you have to come out. He may be your brother, sister, anyone. But try to be away from a person who is not positive. It causes lots of problems. I've been telling you this and I've been requesting you, but the conditioning is such that still though you have become a Guru Tattva, you don't understand that you have to be detached. For a Guru there's no brother, sister or any other relationship except for the relationship of the mother. There is no other relationship exists. One of these principles are to be understood. Very important, I think, is for all of us, that our relationship is only to mother and to Sahajogis and not to any relationship which has come to us, whether through Sahajoga or whether through anything else. Now this I have been explaining because our Mahalakshmi Tattva is not all right. That's why we get sort of frittered away, lost into these things. And the Mahalakshmi Tattva has to be like an ascending force, all put together. Like my father used to give an example, that supposing you have collected lot of wheat and you spread it on the ground, it will be all lost. It will spread out like this side, that side, it will be all lost. But if you put it in a bag, it will rise. In height, naturally, it will have those maryadas, it will rise and it will go higher and higher. In the same way, this principle of Mahalakshmi can spread just across like that and can just destroy all that Mother has given us and all that we have had all these years only by spreading it out. Now to collect it inside is to pay attention to yourself first of all. Try to clarify your ideas and your understanding in brain is important because Mahalakshmi Tattva ultimately works in the brain. Is the enlightenment of the brain is done by Mahalakshmi Tattva. It gives you the Satya, the truth, see. So in the brain you must clarify, reach logically you must reach the conclusion that I don't have to do these things. I have to do these things. I have to ascend. This is why I am here. Why I am here. What am I supposed to do? Now logically you convince your brain, first of all. It's very important now after realization. Because if logically your brain doesn't understand, it will always be cheapish, childish, indignified, or could be harsh, horribly oppressive. It could be one of these. So, in Guru Tattva, there are 10 elements. 5 of them deal with the weight. Guru is the weight, you see. Weight of a person. How much weight you have got, the gravity as we call it. A person has a gravity. When he talks, how much balance he's got. You see, even in Indian music we call it vazan. Means the weight. The weight of the person means when he is dealing with himself or with others, how much weight he carries. In English also they use this word. How much weight he carries with others means how much he can really impress others. If you impress too much, all right, then the person will say, oh, it's too much. That is a very big quality with Western people is, oh, that is too much. They have an idea. You see, this is all ego-oriented. That is too much. If you tell them too much, oh, that is too much, she's too much. I'll do it slowly. It is too much for me. It's very common. It's very common reaction. So, how much weight you have. And the second one is the quality of magnetism. 2 things, magnetism. First is the quality of weight. That's how much dignified you are, how you talk, how your language is, how your behavior is. You should be humorous. But sometimes, even with me, I find people talk in a very funny manner. I just don't understand. How is it always they say the wrong thing? I mean, even if they have to say one sentence, they'll say wrong thing. It's absolutely with them. It's also Vishuddhi, which is also Nabi, comes from Nabi, because you must know that Vishuddhi chakra is the ascent of the Nabi chakra. So what happens? That a person, whatever he is expressed through his language, through his behavior, through his face, through his nose, his eyes, everything, through the Vishuddhi chakra. So the ascent of the Nabi is shown through the Vishuddhi chakra. Now whatever you have in the Nabi is shown here. Supposing now a person who has the Mahalakshmi Tattva properly developed, such a person will have a way of dealing with another person where he will have the weight as well as the understanding how far to go with the person, how far to carry on with the person, how far to talk to a person, how far to think about it, how much importance to be given. That's one point is very important. And the another point is that how much magnetism you have. So you reverse back to yourself. The magnetism is a magic of a person. A person is magnetic because he has certain magic. Now this magic comes from your own personality. From your own personality. So the basis of magnetism on the left hand side starts, and that basis is Sri Ganesh. Sri Ganesh is the basis of that magnetism. So your innocence. Innocence is the best way to have that magnetism. Magnetism you cannot express in material way. It's not a material stuff. But it is something abstract, comes from your quality of Ganesha, Sri Ganesha. Such a person is magnetic. Magnetic means that such a person attracts another person because of the weight of the person, because of the quality of the person. Such a person attracts, but does not attract for lust, greed, and nonsensical things, but attracts another person because of the fragrance of love in this another person. Now it is always confused, because it's such an abstract thing. So one must understand it in a very subtle way. What is this magnetism that one should have? You see, there are some gestures people use artificially, which normally they have been using just to attract other people, the way they walk, the way they dress, the way they live. All these things are of no use. It is something so inner, that fragrance is so inner, which must be developed. But in Sahaja Yoga, I have seen people just don't bother about it, just don't bother. They think the way they have been living, the way they have been this, say if they are English, they are English. If they are French, they are French. If they are Indians, they are Indians. If they are from Kolhapur, they will be from Kolhapur. These ideas first must be curbed out, because the fragrance spreads everywhere, whether you are English or anything. So the fragrance of a person develops through, first of all, the Ganesha principle within you. Ganesha principle is to be first of all seen to. Now, a Ganesha person is not a person who is absolutely remorse type, or a person who is such a gone case that even if you beat him up and make him into a complete mince thing, he will bear it. It's not that. It's not that. On the contrary, the quality of magnetism is such that it attracts you to a point where you are not disturbed. Now this is a very important point we should know. You see, if you have other love like carnal love and all other love you have, then that love you may attract the person, that person can destroy, and it destroys you, always. But this attraction does not destroy, does not destroy. The attraction is up to that point that you are not destroyed, because you being much higher, much deeper and much weightier, you cannot be destroyed by a thing that you are attracting. Always a greater magnet attracts the smaller magnet. And that is what one should understand. This magic and this charismatic temperament of a person comes by, first of all, the Ganesha Tattva, innocence, and secondly, by complete dedication and devotion. Those who are completely dedicated and devoted to Mother, not to anything else, Ganesha Tattva again, not to your wife, not to your husband, not to your sister, not to your country, not to anyone but to Mother. Complete dedication gives you that charisma or that attraction. In Sahaja Yoga, such a person becomes really attractive, and such a person has a. Now some people think that if you are Konadara, some people think that if you are a very passive person, and if anybody says anything to you and you don't mind, sort of a person, you are charismatic. It's not. People like you because they can dominate you. They like you because they can dominate you. Now, if you think that by your aggressiveness and by your shouting and by your screaming and these people, you will achieve that charismatic temperament, you cannot. You cannot achieve that either. So, how do you achieve it? By becoming more innocent. Now, how innocence develops in a person is by not thinking about it. Like you see, somebody asked me, how do you manage your income tax? I said, by having no income at all. Then they asked me, how do you solve your car problem? By not having any car at all of my own. They said, what about your house problem? By having no house of my own. Nihi, everything nihi for me. Say, how do you solve your this problem? By not having it. Just not having it. Don't take up headaches upon yourself. See, when you take up headaches upon yourself, then only the innocence is reduced. That headaches like this, that this is my shawl, this is my sari, this is my thing, this is this, this is this, this is this. But only one thing is that this is my mother and I have to proclaim her. That's all. If that is the way it is, then innocence starts rising like Sri Ganesha, and by having no other headaches. This is mine, that is mine. This mind business causes the problem, I think. Personally, I think this must be the reason. That this mind business, this is mine. Because whatever is mine. So somebody told me, this is a very good argument he gave. Whatever is mine is not I. Means that's not so. My body, my head, my everything, mine. But I, he gave me this idea. I. What is I? Then I is separated. Whatever is not mine is I. So what remains is your spirit. Somebody gave me this argument. I said it's a very good argument to work it out. Then whatever remains is I. And that I is the one we have to see. So you go on reducing all these minds. So the pure spirit of innocence will rise. So the idea about spirit also, people think that if you become spiritual, I don't know what people think about spiritual people, but the idea about spiritual people is that you have to be something terrific like a bull, or I don't know, you have to be sharp like a fox, you have to be intellectual like Freud or something. All sorts of ideas people have. No, it is not. Spiritual person is just innocent. Just innocent. There is no intelligence, nothing, just innocent. The whole thing is innocence. See, whatever he talks or says comes through innocence. It doesn't have intellect as such, which people have through reading and through understanding and by analyzing. Nothing of the kind. It just has pure and simple innocence. And it all works out very well. It's so clean. It just says what it knows, and what it knows is the highest. So this deconditioning has to be brought within us. But you should not discuss it among yourself. Also, once you start discussing, then you see, it becomes sort of a theological argumentation. There is no theology about it. It's very simple. It's the simplest thing is to be innocent. But the innocence is lost. Why? Because our attention is in different ways. We are attentive to other things. We are looking at other things. You see. It's so simple, Today I was thinking, I have to buy 3 9-yard saris. A simple question I said. Because there are 3 ladies who wear 9-yard saris and I have to give them 3 9-yard. That's all. I just thought of it. All right. I came here, I saw a very nice sari being put in. So I asked her, where do you get? You get here. I said, all right. So we go and buy those 3 saris. No analysis, nothing of the kind. I just came into my mind, I have to buy 3 saris, finished. The answer is. So even the atmosphere is so innocent. The whole situation is so innocent that the solution is presented by innocence to innocence. The innocence works out in everything, you see, because everybody has little bit of innocence in everyone, isn't it? So you can, it's like a 5th columnist, you see. The innocence is the 5th column within you. So if any person is innocent, you see, he'll work out on your 5th column and will make you all right. When you give bandhan to others, what happens? You actually bind him by your innocence. And the poor fellow doesn't know. He has his innocence within him, You capture that innocence, that's how you are there. That's how you manage. It's very simple to work out things. Only principle, the tattva, the whole thing rests on what that one is nothing but innocence. So try to develop this by all these things are neti, neti, vachanirni gumo avuchu. So by saying not this, not this, not this, not this, not this, to all your thoughts, not this, not this, not this, not this. You reach there. Not mine, not mine, not mine, not mine. You reach there. And that is how it is. And you see the whole material world is now attacking the innocence because they are frightened. You cannot attack. Innocence cannot be destroyed. It cannot be destroyed. Innocence is something is all pervading and it cannot be destroyed. So whatever people may try, it cannot be destroyed. But it can be covered, it can recede, but it cannot be destroyed. It will act its own way. So try to develop that innocence which is the basis of Mahalakshmi Tattva. We should say, or that is the essence of Mahalakshmi Tattva. So the outward thing is the weightage, weight, the dignity, the behavior, everything is the outward thing, and the inside thing, the Tattva, the principle on which it is based, is innocence. Now if we understand Mahalakshmi Tattva within us, how it has to work out. It's not intellectual. Again, I would say that I don't want you to project your intellect into it and to find out. But just remain where you are and you will find the answers just coming to you. Automatically. Just don't project your minds into it. Just you'll get all the answers to every question. Just like that. Because innocence in everyone is the simple answer. While all the complications drop out, the innocence is. And that is what is the love of God. Is the love of God. So don't confuse this with love, with all your nonsensical love ideas you have about people and identification, misidentification. This is pure love within us, the purity, the innocence, which is love, and which is life itself, we should say, is a part of that, the Pranashakti. But Pranashakti is not Mahalakshmi. So Mahalakshmi is the essence and essence of everything. Because if creation has to take place also, if desire of God is there, and if there is no Mahalakshmi Tattva, then what is the use of having the desire? It's finished. Supposing even if you have creation and you do not have the Mahalakshmi Tattva, how will you work it out? You cannot work it out. You have to have Mahalakshmi Tattva because they do not have any meaning. So outwardly it is Mahalakshmi Tattva, but inside is, we can say there are three cores. The first core is Mahalakshmi Tattva, outside. To look at, you see the growth, all right. Then inside is the creation, that is all the elements being created and all that. But inside that is the desire. And inside the desire is the half one, you can say, is the Ganesha Tattva. So this Ganesha Tattva ultimately overpowers everything and permeates through everything. And this is, I would say, that don't think about it. Just allow your innocence to grow. Simple innocence and your dignity. That's very important to have your dignity. Like some people think if they wear torn clothes or walk about on the street, they are big sannyasis. It's wrong. Why? You are not being dignified. And God has given you so much. Why should you try to show that you haven't got anything, just to show off that you haven't got anything? God has given. This is just a sort of a thanksgiving to God. That God, you have given me so much. You have to wear the best. Like in puja, if you see the ladies here wear all their nose rings and all their ornaments and everything on the temple, if they have to, everything they wear. And in the same way, men also wear their very clean dresses, very clean things, whatever they have. They wear simple, clean dresses, whatever they have. but no ostentatious. It's just a thing by which you express. The God has given you this, oh God, it is such a great day today to be the New Year, on the New Year day to be here on Mahalakshmi's place of Kolhapur. And this is also called Kolhapur because Kolasura was killed here. Kolasura was a horrible fellow like a fox, and he was born again. Now he is again dead, thank God. He was here and now he is dead. Kolasura died. You don't think about it, again your mind goes on. Don't think about it, I'll tell you about it. I've deliberately avoided the name. He was born again and was killed now. So this is the place where Kolasura was killed, where this was established. So Mahalakshmi's incarnation came in, and that's how this place has a special value that we have come here for a pilgrimage. And let us be, in a humble way, think about it. Actually, these things could not take place in the West, because even if they had come out of the Mother Earth, who would have recognized them? Who would have known about them? Who would have respected them? Who would have worshipped them? That's why it did not happen in the West too much. But it is there, little bit is there, no doubt. But here, now, we have all these temples, and the attack on the innocence has come from the Tantrikas. And so the Tantrikas entered all these temples and they tried to establish themselves. But gradually they are being neutralized and cleaned up. These Tantrikas have gone into every temple of all the goddesses and they will be gradually all ousted out. So this is the attack that came through, and that's how these Brahmins, you see, came down and settled in these places, so-called Brahmins, and tried to preach about all tantric methods and things here in the temple, and they really spoiled the atmosphere. So may God bless you all. I want you people to develop concentration of mind so that you rise above all other misidentifications and get identified with a pure spirit through your Mahalakshmi principle. May God bless you. आता काय पूजन असेल ते करा कुठे.
जय श्री माता जी। इसी ध्यान की अवस्था में हम थोड़ी देर बैठे रहेंगे। जय श्री माता जी। श्री आदि शक्ति जी का हम पूर्ण मंत्र लेते हैं। ओम त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री आदि शक्ति माता जी श्री निर्मला देवे नमो नमः। जय श्री माता जी। अब हम आरती की तैयारी करते हैं। आरती के लिए सब लोग खड़े हो जाए।
से दूर करना माँ, सबको दुआ देना, सबको दुआ देना माँ, सबको दुआ देना। जय निर्मल माता जी, जय निर्मल माता जी, दिल में सदा रहना माँ, सबको दुआ देना। जब दिल में आए तब मधु संगीत सुन लो माँ, मधु संगीत सुन लो। हो ये सके जो सेवा, हो ये सके जो सेवा, हमसे करा देना माँ, सबको दुआ देना, सबको दुआ देना माँ, सबको दुआ देना। जय निर्मल माता जी, जय निर्मल माता जी, दिल में सदा रहना माँ, सबको दुआ देना माँ, सबको दुआ देना माँ, सबको दुआ देना। त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री महालक्ष्मी महासरस्वती महाकाली त्रिगुणात्मिका कुंडलिनी साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माता जी, श्री निर्मला देवी नमो नमः। त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री कल्की साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माता जी, श्री निर्मला देवी नमो नमः। त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री कल्की साक्षात्
जय श्री माता जी। परम पूज्य श्री माता जी, आज के इस ध्यान में आपने हमें संतुलन अवस्था प्रदान की, निर्विचारिता और शांति का अनुभव प्रदान किया और आपके सुंदर ऐसे अमृतवाणी से हमें श्री लक्ष्मी तत्व और लक्ष्मी के गुणों के बारे में उद्घोषित किया। इसीलिए श्री माता जी, हम आपके ऋणी हैं। परम पूज्य श्री माता जी, इस ध्यान के दौरान हमसे कोई भूल या गलती हुई हो तो कृपा करके हमें क्षमा करें। कुछ प्रार्थनाएं अर्पित करते हैं। ओ होली मदर, according to your today's speech, While talking to others, we will always keep our eyes on Mother Earth. परमपूज्य श्री माताजी, आजच्या अमृतवाणीनुसार आपणच साक्षात श्री लक्ष्मींच्या आई श्री महालक्ष्मी आहात. कृपावंत होऊन श्री महालक्ष्मींचे आशीर्वाद आम्हा सर्व सहयोगांमध्ये पूर्णतया जागृत होऊ देत. परम पूज्य श्री माता जी, आपकी खुशी दूसरों के हृदय के अंदर के दीप जागृत करने में है. परम पूज्य श्री माता जी, आज इस दीपोत्सव में हम ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा लोगों को आत्म साक्षात्कार देने का प्रयास करेंगे. श्री माता जी हमें आशीर्वादित करें. आपके चरणों में कोटि कोटि नमन, अनंत कोटि नमन, अनंत कोटि नमन. सामूहिक बंधन. आज का ध्यान सत्र यहीं पे संपन्न होता है. अब हम सहज संगीत का आनंद लेते हैं. जय श्री माता जी.
नमस्तेस्तु महामाये श्रीपीठे सुरपूजिते. नमस्तेस्तु महामाये श्रीपीठे सुरपूजिते. शङ्खचक्र गदाहस्ते महालक्ष्मी नमोस्तुते. शङ्खचक्र गदाहस्ते महालक्ष्मी नमोस्तुते. महालक्ष्मी नमोस्तुते. महालक्ष्मी नमोस्तुते. नमस्ते गरुडारूढे कोलासुरभयङ्करी. नमस्ते गरुडारूढे कोलासुरभयङ्करी. सर्वपाप हरे देवी महालक्ष्मी नमोस्तुते. सर्वपाप हरे देवी महालक्ष्मी नमोस्तुते. महालक्ष्मी नमोस्तुते. महालक्ष्मी नमोस्तुते. सर्वज्ञे सर्ववरदे सर्वदुष्टभयङ्करी. सर्वज्ञे सर्ववरदे प्रदे देवी भुक्तिमुक्ति प्रदायिनी सिद्धिबुद्धि प्रदे देवी भुक्तिमुक्ति प्रदायिनी मन्त्रमूर्ते सदा देवी महालक्ष्मी नमोस्तुते मन्त्रमूर्ते सदा देवी महालक्ष्मी नमोस्तुते महालक्ष्मी नमोस्तुते महालक्ष्मी नमोस्तुते। आद्यन्तरहिते देवी आद्यशक्ति महेश्वरी आद्यन्तरहिते देवी आद्यशक्ति महेश्वरी योगजे योगसम्भूते महालक्ष्मी नमोस्तुते योगजे योगसम्भूते महालक्ष्मी नमोस्तुते महालक्ष्मी नमोस्तुते महालक्ष्मी नमोस्तुते। स्थूलसूक्ष्म महारौद्रे महाशक्ति महोदरे स्थूलसूक्ष्म महारौद्रे महाशक्ति महोदरे महापाप हरे देवी महालक्ष्मी नमोस्तुते महापाप हरे देवी महालक्ष्मी नमोस्तुते महालक्ष्मी नमोस्तुते महालक्ष्मी नमोस्तुते। पद्मासनस्थिते देवी परब्रह्म स्वरूपिणी पद्मासनस्थिते देवी परब्रह्म स्वरूपिणी परमेशी जगन्मातर महालक्ष्मी नमोस्तुते परमेशी जगन्मातर महालक्ष्मी नमोस्तुते महालक्ष्मी नमोस्तुते महालक्ष्मी नमोस्तुते। श्वेताम्बरधरे देवी नानालङ्कारभूषिते श्वेताम्बरधरे देवी नानालङ्कारभूषिते जगस्थिते जगन्मातर महालक्ष्मी नमोस्तुते जगस्थिते जगन्मातर महालक्ष्मी नमोस्तुते महालक्ष्मी नमोस्तुते महालक्ष्मी नमोस्तुते। महालक्ष्मी अष्टकं स्तोत्रम् यः पठेत् भक्तिमान् नरः सर्वसिद्धिमवाप्नोति राज्यं प्राप्नोति सर्वदा एककालं पठे नित्यं महापापविनाशनं द्विकालं यः पठे नित्यं धनधान्यसमन्वितः त्रिकालं यः पठे नित्यं महाशत्रुविनाशनं महालक्ष्मीर्भवे नित्यं प्रसन्ना वरदा शुभा। जय 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 अखिलेश्वरी जय 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 अखिलेश्वरी माहेश्वरी योगेश्वरी जय 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 अखिलेश्वरी माहेश्वरी योगेश्वरी जय 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 अखिलेश्वरी। सहज योगिनी सहजदायिनी जगन्मोहिनी जगत स्वामिनी सहज योगिनी सहजदायिनी जगन्मोहिनी जगत स्वामिनी जगपूजा परमेश्वरी जगपूजा परमेश्वरी 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 जय 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 अखिलेश्वरी माहेश्वरी योगेश्वरी जय 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 अखिलेश्वरी। मुण्डमालिनी सिंहवाहिनी शूलधारिणी शत्रुमर्दिनी मुण्डमालिनी सिंहवाहिनी शूलधारिणी शत्रुमर्दिनी दिव्यरूप दुर्गेश्वरी 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 जय 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 अखिलेश्वरी माहेश्वरी योगेश्वरी जय 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 अखिलेश्वरी। बुद्धिदायिनी ज्ञानदायिनी हंसवाहिनी वीणावादिनी बुद्धिदायिनी ज्ञानदायिनी हंसवाहिनी वीणावादिनी ज्ञान ध्यान ज्ञानेश्वरी ज्ञान ध्यान ज्ञानेश्वरी 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 जय 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 अखिलेश्वरी माहेश्वरी योगेश्वरी जय 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 अखिलेश्वरी। विजयमालिनी सिद्धिदायिनी सुख संपत्ति सौभाग्यदायिनी विजयमालिनी सिद्धिदायिनी सुख संपत्ति सौभाग्यदायिनी सर्वेश्वरी जगदीश्वरी सर्वेश्वरी जगदीश्वरी 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 जय 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 अखिलेश्वरी माहेश्वरी योगेश्वरी जय 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 अखिलेश्वरी माहेश्वरी योगेश्वरी जय 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 अखिलेश्वरी आदिलक्ष्मी नमो नमः धान्यलक्ष्मी नमो नमः धैर्यलक्ष्मी नमो नमः राजलक्ष्मी नमो नमः गृहलक्ष्मी नमो नमः विजयलक्ष्मी नमो नमः विद्यालक्ष्मी नमो नमः धनलक्ष्मी नमो नमः धनलक्ष्मी नमो नमः धनलक्ष्मी नमो